Let's talk about where you performed so far. You shot a few venues you've done so far.
Yeah, I did it. All right. From the beginning, I've been doing open mics. New Eureka, this is back in 2012, 2013. I did a lot of hole in the walls. You know, I'm always gonna put them out there first because that's what made me today. I did Drome.
Okay.
Drome NYC. I did the Pyramid Club.
Nice.
A few times. I did Drome like maybe twice, 3 times. The biggest one to date, though, I would have to say is Lehman College in front of like 1,000.
Oh yeah,
1,000 people. That was crazy.
That was the video I was talking about, where I think it was only a couple days after the Funk Flex thing happened. It looked like a big ass crowd.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
What was it like performing in front of all those people? Was that crazy energy?
It was like finally.
Yeah.
You know, like finally,
yeah.
like you know, I just
You've been waiting for it.
Walking around daydreaming when I hear one of my songs, and I be imagining I'm performing if I'm in the house with the little remote in my hand in the living room in front of a lot of people, and it was just like, yo, finally.
That makes sense.
It's finally out.
You finally feel your dreams like becoming a reality.
Yeah.
People are vibing with your music and fans.
Especially I'm new, so I have something to prove.
Yeah.
I have something to prove. So it's not one person in there probably knew my records.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the end of the show, or the end of my little set, you know, I'm getting
people
good praise.
People are vibing with it.
Yeah, like I was like, yo, this is what's up, you know.
So do you feel like kind of like a chip on your shoulder because you're coming in like as like an unknown kind of? Like you feel like you have something to prove?
I have a lot to prove to myself.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Do you think with that, you mentioned your pops earlier?
Yeah.
Do you think you do you just want to like say for the people listening who your dad is?
Yeah, my pops is one of the pioneer producers of hip hop. His name is Larry Smith, and he produced Run DMC, Houdini, Curtis Blow, the Fat Boys. He did a bunch of records in the early '80s to even the '90s. That's how Nas got If I Ruled the World when Rashad Ringo, that's my big brother, he sampled that record and stuff. So he's like a predominant producer in hip hop.
So that's a pretty impressive pedigree by anyone's standards. So do you think you try to separate yourself from that because you want to make your own name?
Yeah, but then at the end of the day, we have the same name, and a lot of people gonna find out who I am. That's why I even wait. You know, you guys brought it up late in this because, you know, if you bring that up, then I'm so-and-so son.
Like, no, we never want to cast that type of shadow.
Yeah, I brought it up late because I was just curious to see if you were going to bring it up.
Yeah.
I really try not to bring it up, but, you know, it's going to come out regardless. So do I have something like those big shoes? No, I'm not going to step in those shoes. I'm going to do my own thing.
Okay.
Because I can't ride his coattail.
Definitely.
I gotta be good looks. I gotta be myself because that's the type of man he was, and I'll just take a little bit of that and just be myself. But I'm a songwriter primarily, so I don't think I would even have to be
compete in the same craft.
Yeah, but it's still music, but you're doing two different things.
Yeah. Well, he did write songs also, but he didn't actually perform them a lot. Mm-hmm. Because first he's really a musician. He played bass.
Yeah,
he's a bass shit. So
that's sweet.
But when I actually start doing my production, I do actually wanna like keep the L Smith name.
Yeah, pay homage to your father.
I gotta keep it strong with my production because what he did, like I just want to change. Well, bring something new to the table in music with my production, like how he did with his. So I don't feel any type of like pressure.
That's good.
Yeah, there's definitely 2 ways that you could. Your dad's name is Larry.
Yeah. Well, his name is Lawrence. We got the same name, but he went by Larry.
I was just saying he goes by Larry. Yeah, there's definitely 2 ways they could go. People could say, "Yo, that's Larry Smith's son," or they could say, "Man, that's just Larry Smith's son." So like, there's definitely 2 ways that you could like try to go about, like, not even following the legacy, but just making your own. Because it sounds like that's what you're trying to do, is just have your own original thing.
Yeah, because when I met Chris Rivers back in Brooklyn, I was talking to him about the situation, and...
I'm a huge Chris Rivers fan, by the way.
Chris Rivers is nice.
He's so nice. His freestyles are unreal.
He's nice.
His flow is ridiculous.
And I was talking to him. He was like, yo, I can't help it if I sound like my pops.
Yeah.
That's my pops.
Big Pun's son, by the way.
He's like, that's my pops. I can't help it. So he was just like, I'm just doing me, and I don't even pay attention to that. And then when I met Rosenberg, he told me straight up, like, yo, it's gonna be totally different for you. Like, you're not gonna have the pressure that Chris Rivers would have because your pops made beats. That's what he's known for, and you're rapping, so it can't even be no.
Yeah, you can't think apples to apples. Yeah, it's its own thing. That's interesting though. 'Cause I remember I was watching a Sway interview with Chris Rivers. They're talking about him and Big Pun, and he's saying like, yeah, I mean, like I'm gonna sound like my dad, but I'm still my own man. Like these are my rhymes, like. And I mean, I personally am a big Chris Rivers fan. I think he's gonna, do great things. But yeah, that's cool. You said so. You guys are boys or something like that.
Who, me and Chris Rivers?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
I just met him, spoke to him real briefly, and that's what it is.
Got you. That's cool. I mean, I feel like growing up in the New York scene, that kind of happens more often than not. It's like meeting a bunch of up and coming talent together.
Yeah.
Like you're all coming up in the same scene, all coming up together.
Let me tell you something. You ever heard of this collective called Loaf Music?
Loaf Music? That sounds familiar, yeah.
Alright, they're from Well, it's based out of Brooklyn. My man's name is Kadav.
Okay.
I think he's the star of that group.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, we went to high school together. Right now they got something going on with Red Bull. So they're doing a lot of shows with Red Bull, Little Herb, I believe Joey Badass.
Oh, nice.
So they got that, they're moving around. So it's like you said, growing up in New York, you never know who's gonna be the next what. Like you see how we're both sitting here.
Yeah.
Yo, by the end of this year,
you have no idea.
This could probably be.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
This could be like your floor.
Yeah. That's the beauty of it.
It's crazy.
That's the beauty of it. That's what's so much fun about the hustle, man. Like hustle from your side, hustle from our side. It's like, and that's the mutual respect that we share for each other. Because like you're hustling to make your career in music. We're hustling to make our career in music publications. It's fun, man. It's honestly fun. The journey it sounds so cliche, but it's so true. The journey is a fucking great time, man.
Dope.
It's a great time.
And what's interesting too about doing it in New York City is obviously there's so many people here, but it's not a big place. Like everyone just like runs into each other. Like you hear like, oh, there's this borough, that borough, but like it's not a big place.
No.
Yo, especially like running around with Manolo and them. I'll be in like literally everywhere with them. Mm-hmm. So it's like. Me and my man CEO now, we was just talking about this. Like it's like school.
Mm-hmm.
We go to the strip clubs, for the bookings or whatever. Yo, it's like we know the strippers very well, and they know us very well. So it's like school, like it's like lunchtime. So the shit is so like you become a familiar
Social life is
face.
just like the cafeteria.
You become a fucking familiar face out here.
Yeah, become regulars and shit.
Yeah.